Hello, and welcome to Steel Division 2. And actually, welcome to Game 2 in the Generals Tournament here, Season 1. Today we've got Lankalot versus Awesemo4000 and Sperrverband von Kessel versus the first Pancerna. So, to get going on the game... Oh. Probably set it to a proper speed here. And play the game. First Pancerna, of course, versus Sperrverband von Kessel. Now, Kessel's got the CQC on a different day. A definite advantage there. Which can apply quite heavily. There is a lot of CQC to play around on this map. But this big open area is certainly going to be a problem for it. And really... That's actually a lot of infantry for Pancerna, come to think of it. Or maybe I'm just used to Stan playing. But I think the Cromwells are going to be a real big problem here for Sperrverband von Kessel. That would be what I would be worried about anyway, because while you get two cards pack 40, and it can carry you when your opponent's tanks are cheaper than your AT guns, it's not generally a great matchup for you, in my opinion. You do have these 40 millimeters, but I think their AP shells 75 millimeters of armor. They're not getting through most tanks. I guess they are 70 versus 75. Like, it's a pretty decent chance at like 500 meters, but a 500 meters uses a heat shell anyway, which are guaranteed to kill. And so, yeah, interesting matchup here. I'm not really sure of the skill level of either player, quite particularly. So we'll have to see how this turns out, I suppose. There's a whole ton of unvetted Streltsy start moving in here. Now, these only have one brand, so really their rifles are carrying them. There's only 7 of them. But put across 3 units, especially since Lankalot hasn't even put anything in the center here, and considering Awesemo is really going deep into the center area here, we bring out a Pancerna and a recon unit here, as well as removing this Panzerfaust Panzergrenadier back over here. The IG-18 is certainly not stopping anything in this Martyr 3. Is just not in the right position to take advantage of all that. I wonder if he even sees it. So, what's to say? Lots of Cromwells coming in now, and that's just really the benefit of this division, is you got just a ton of spam all over the place. Plenty of light mobile artillery, light mobile units. You've got 17 pounder for days, and in an armored matchup, because of the efficiency of the light units, Pancerna can be really nasty. Anybody that's played Stan and Quick Play certainly knows just how nasty it can be, in fact. But quite honestly, Kesseling, with its very powerful units, is not half bad itself, right? Especially against infantry fights and stuff like this with the Brandenburger. But I'm really struggling to see just how Kesseling performs in the armored engagement. I don't even think we've seen a single pack 40 here. And we're already on a 59, right? So we got like a Martyr 2 coming in, and while all these efficient cards are pretty good at dealing with them, 55 points for a Martyr versus 50 points for Cromwell 5. The Martyr is actually down trading when you think about it. And that's not often that you see that happening, because Martyrs are generally considered one of the more cost-efficient tank destroyers, considering they have basically no armor. So, really what I'd be worried about as a Pancerna's player is actually the AT planes. I do believe Kessel gets them, even if they do end up being just Stukas. So, good call-in for the Bofors there. And really, these Cromwell 7s are the bigger issue, because these light AT guns can't deal with any of them. Sexton firing away. There's not even any... Oh, no, there is radio down here. So, we're getting good shots on target. Although the Sexton, at that range, even with radio, I believe the circle is still quite large, just because they have quite like a lot of dispersion at range. It's certainly no mortar. Cromwell's moving forward. Pancerna probably going to go down here. Just about. Streltsy But yeah, the Cromwells to back it up. Now the Cromwells are going to start firing at the Pancerna. Another sales Piet. Oh, misses the 250-1. And now we get the Martyr 2. Shooting its limited HE at a Vickers over there. So, Piet should retreat. As the Pancerna do manage to force this off. I guess none of the Cromwells really got line of sight. It was sort of moved around there. But yeah, what to say. Manages to force off the Edge 18, but not taking a single bit of damage. That's kind of funny. Another 75mm coming forward. If it does get into this position, it might be able to pick up some of these targets. Especially with that heat round. And that'd be really how you're relying on killing these Cromwell 7s. But now Fly for Light comes in. Just gonna cover off the center here. I don't believe Kessel can get any Tigers or anything like that. As a 50mm mortar is firing at nothing. And the Hajavadas are engaging with their rifles, which just shows about how effective that's going to be. Really, this mortar needs to be microed a little bit better if it wants to stand a chance. It's not even... I got the gun completely wrong. 40M, 97M, bloody Hungarian weapons, right? Nah, that won't be killing any Shermans anytime soon. Cromwell, sorry. With 60 mils of pen. Good little howitzer, though. Going after the 17-pounder, but I don't think they quite have the effectiveness they need without some kind of leader in there. And now the Pancerna take it out of the Schultze one by one. If the others don't get involved, Schultze will go down here. It's even managed to pin down. And the Granatenwerfer once again off target. But the Hajavadas now might be able to stand a chance of getting in. Which would open up this area, potentially get rid of the Observer then, and then you're pushing a great position. And this position down south is often what a lot of the more pro players go for quickly. When dealing with that kind of, when dealing with this map in particular. But we see here, Brandenburger probably killed something, but it's already out of MG42 ammo, just because double star MG42 units have no freaking ammo for some reason. Ain't it grand? 6 and fire now. Got the units here, and these units, the flamer units are going to engage with their rifles again while under artillery fire now, so not great awareness there. Now the AG-18's dueling with a Cromwell 7, and it's gonna go down. Martyr might be able to get involved, but he hasn't spotted it. As, yep, just as I predicted, the Heart of it is really painful to see this mortar not being targeted like at units. This Heart of is pinned down. The other one's about to get pinned down. Chelsea hasn't even taken any what's it called? Suppression as the Observer. Oh no, 250-1 actually spots this Strelky. That's funny. But Brandenburger coming in, 2 of these. Those will definitely clear up all these units. There's not even any dedicated CQC units. As another Firefly comes in. Might be a little bit of an overinvestment. Cromwell 7 doesn't go down. That's an important kill, but now the Martyr is just going to faceplant. So, great move there. Firefly is not shooting at the Stug. Actually, the Stug's not even shooting at the Firefly. It's shooting at the Streltsy, and then the Techs are shooting at the AG. But, yeah, not looking too great. Some reinforcements for the center here. Hegevadash going deep. Tons more Streltsy in. And a Sherman to deal with this light armor. There's a Panzer IV in response, so it kind of depends on who gets the first shot here. And the Sherman with its aim time might just be able to get it, but another 40 mil coming in as well. If that Sherman just sticks around hiding back here, then it will become a problem. And the Sig 3 coming up as well. It's a lot of our light armor to be running in A phase for whatever this division is. Sperrverband von Kessel. Right. And now the Panzerstrike is going to march forward again and probably die again to the Cromwells because the Sol's PS spots it. Now, yeah, he has his redirecting now, so not too terrible. But yeah, that 2K AT and even the tank fire hitting the Brandenburger as they try to get into the church. And if the Brandenburger shoot at any of these units advancing from the church, well, then they'll immediately reveal themselves and get shot probably by 5-6 units. But Hotvash tried again. Hegevadash did get in. They should just clear up this whole stuff. Interesting bomb being run. Completely misses the Sherman. Pancerna 4H. It is kind of interesting that you don't have any, like, infantry here, so you don't even know if this AT gun is going to be safe. Like, theoretically, the artillery observer could, like, sit on it and just kill that. No problem. As the Higgy Vidash with their medicines do surrender that unit. And now they're actually falling back, being forced to fall back here. Not even, but against the Panzergun idea, they would have definitely won, and then straight into the 50mm mortar fire. I think that's the first good hit I've seen. It was completely accidental. Fire repositioning. Another Panzer IV coming in. This Panzergun idea just needs to be a little bit forward, and the Panzerschreck should poke out and kill this Cromwell. Bit hard to know, but you really need to start pushing on your flags, right? You don't want to be, if you are on a 59, it's important to get back to the single tick as soon as possible, right? Now, generally, I am a proponent of preparing your pushes, right? You don't want to rush blindly into a target and then immediately die, obviously. So, yeah, you need to be quite careful with how you do that. But when it is a 59, if you let it go on for too long, especially in tournament games like this where there's a 50-minute limit, you are somewhat out of luck in preparing yourself. Funny that the observer artillery is now actually going to go down to the 40 mils, shows what I was saying. But yeah, definitely want to get back to that single tick. It does actually get it. The Chelsea does fall back and it's going to die now. So 14-10 again, about to be 13-11. As soon as the Sherman goes down, if it goes down, the observer artillery falls back. And now the 40mm just needs to pop out and kill the Sherman, if the micro permits. This Panzer IV could also kill that Stuart 5, no problem. Is that going to shoot at the artillery observer again? No, it isn't. It's going to waste HE shells on Chelsea. Man. Probably a good idea to turn those off. No move up north. Just a couple of reinforcements coming in as Shermans and Fireflies pour in. This is the third Firefly we've seen. He is on Vanguard income, and he does seem to be playing quite defensively as the second Sexton comes in just to try and deal with this AT. Runs. Nope, doesn't even run out of heat shells. And the Sherman is going to get away safely from the 750-meter range of that shell. Well, especially with the Streltsy Piet here. But these Brandenburger just need to move forward, or the single Brandenburger. Right, you pop out here. Without the tanks looking at you. Clean up the Streltsy, pop out the AT gun, kill the Sherman. Like, pretty good stuff. He's got the recon coming in. The self-cloud is positioned a little bit far back, but never bad to have a fallback line. Stug did take a hit as an engagement is starting down here. Now the Cromwell 7 firing at the Brandenburger is going to pin it down. There's going to be Mosquito coming in for that unit as well. And now I think the commando damage reduction only applies when they are within like 100 meters of another unit. So it's just going to get straight up bombed out. Although the suppression resistance still applies. So they feel like they're taking less damage even though they aren't when these commando units are fighting at long range. It does actually go down the 40 mil. It wasn't retreated or anything. Still 14-10. Stug. Recon. The Likutsi coming in here to clean up that Panzer Grenadier. If the fight occurs in the green cover, the Likutsi actually have it. No contest there. A bunch of Stugs coming in, and the Flak 41, which is one of the units that can try and deal with these Fireflies. Trying to contest the open here a little bit, but he's already in this, like, really hard to dislodge position. Although, quite honestly, like, there's tons of AT gun lines that you could use, and like Panzerschrecks you could put in here. Just sneak one up from here, and it's all clearable. But the question is, does Sir Lankalot know that? Panzer goes down. Hegi Vidash doing a mediocre job now that their Molotovs are out. Hegi Vidash, Heart of Vidash. Thank you, Hungarian units once again. Should be getting involved, but forced to fall back. So, Streltsy get caught out in the open by the Panzergrenadier and still manage to put it down just for the sheer number of units, even like rifle fire and stuff like that. Bottom boy Pioneer coming in. Not gonna be hit by any weird sight lines, and the Wonderboy Pioneer, probably the best CQC unit. One of the best CQC units in the game, right? There might be a couple others, but Double Flamer Commando kind of takes the cake, I think, anyway. Wonderboy here, really far back. It's a bit of a rude calling. As the Cromwells push forward, the pass probably abusing the line of sight here to just push into this area. There's a Stug over here that could pop out, but only 90 armor, 90 pen, right? Stugs are good against those kind of medium light armors, Shermans and Cromwells and such, but they're not that good simply because the closer you get, the easier it is to pen. And so you want your Stug to be engaging at like 1,000+ meters when they're fighting those light tanks. And even that's not a guarantee. Stug coming in here, though. Might be able to... Well, I say might. It won't be able to ambush them because he got recon right there acting as radio. But it'll certainly poke its ugly head and start firing at those units from the ranges that I'm talking about, where you do want an ideal fight. 88. Pinning down those units. Wonderboy Pioneer needs to get forward back into that flag. Rommel 7 takes a hit. 50 mil might be able to pin that Streltsy down, but he really needs to bring in some kind of unit, and the 17 pounder might even just start marching forward. If you put it on the edge of this yellow cover, it's usually pretty safe from all units. But yeah, really now is the time to start using your Maverick income. He's like brought a ton of tanks in, but he's not really doing anything with them. Even this unit is badly positioned as the infantry push forward, and now CQC are going to be coming to the edge of the forest. They might be able to exert influence over that flag, but if you don't use smoke or anything, they're not getting very far. And once again, simple rifle fire versus an MG. Do manage to capture the flag, putting it back to a 1410, about 7 minutes remaining. Here comes the off map. Wondering where that's going to be used. Really, you need to be focusing a little bit more on the center, as this flag also goes back in his favor. But 1410 still, as this flag switches again, it's now 15-9. This is even the Wonderboy Pioneer has been pinned down. They've even got radio on it, and now 3 Sextons in. Pinning down these units, and as good as they are, 6 MP40s, double flamethrower commando trait, and like I said, doesn't matter if you're being indirect fired. And now 149mm off map. This is actually a really good off map, but I don't think it's going to be performing the way you need it to versus these light armored targets. It can certainly help, but not do amazingly, as the Sherman goes down to the Stug. So another flag secured, but this flag isn't. Like, just put a unit on here. There's nothing preventing you from rushing in here besides maybe the Firefly and the Sherman. So there's a little bit of preventing you, but you could easily smoke it off, right? Put some smoke here and then use the... Oh, wow, these guys don't come with smoke. Wow, that's the first flamer I've seen that doesn't, I think. Well, no, there's others, like the double flamer Wonderboy Pioneer. It actually does come with smoke. Whatever. Shows what I know. Jeez. Finally, some Pack 40s coming in, which I would have thought is the major one. And trying to go for this artillery. Like, I wanted that other player too in the last game, but there's just a Bofors hanging around here. So, not going to happen. And none of these tanks go down to the 149 mil as the off-map lands slightly off. The off-map is off. What can you do? Once again, hard to dash. Like, you gotta start moving units in over this way. Some Pancerna Panzergrenadier. Just move this Panzergrenadier over here, and at least keep the Strelky off the flag, right? Like, you see the Streltsy, you know you gotta get flags back. More units coming in. They're just gonna get intercepted, and like, you're a minute 40 from losing. You gotta be moving a little bit quicker than that. And this 88 could also be moving its way forward and trying to pop these kind of things. Like, we've seen no HE spammers from the Pancerna's player so far, but they definitely do exist. The Stug goes down, probably to the Firefly. Unfortunate. There is a Pack 40 coming in. But once again, just Awesemo has done a much better job exerting influence over the entire front line for the entire game, is my current opinion on this matter. Right? He's got plenty of artillery built up, definitely used as vanguard income to at least build up a force. Right? And then with his early income, secured certain advantageous positions here to then build on, right? While the artillery slowly whittles down your opponent's forces. 59, couple minutes left to go. Stug 4 firing at the Firefly is just going to go down. 100 millimeters of armor versus 100 at this range. The 17 pounder just pens every time. No contest, no matter how bad your rolls are, right? And yeah, I don't get it, right? It's a bit unfortunate for the Panzerschreck happening. The exact same thing happened to him again, and now he's going to off-map the Firefly. Like, he saw what it did to the last tanks, which is to say, basically nothing. At least the MG42s get involved here, so the CLCP at fallback. And then he's... No. Okay. So he's got another flag, which is that 1410 that he should have had 10 minutes ago. And that's game. So, game 2 goes to the Allies in this. Best of 13? Yeah, best of 13 game. Between Axis and Allies on the Steel Division Discord. Pretty fun game. A little bit of a misplay, I think, but yeah. Well played to Awesemo4000. Using his Vanguard income to great effect here. And now, if we look at the kills and losses, that kind of says a lot about the match, I think. The 1,260 to 660. It's almost a 2-to-1 KD there. And the Crawballs and Fireflies and stuff, just cleaning house with these units. Double Panzerschrecks dying. The Sextons did alright, considering the game was relatively short. So, yeah, a shorter one today. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll catch you next time for Game 3, which will be... I can't remember off the top of my head. But it'll probably be one of these. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and catch you next time. Bye-bye.